You testified when you were before the committee before, Ms. Jones, that the burn rate in Iraq had gotten up approaching $10 billion. If the request for next year is in the 165, 168, $70 billion range, then the burn rate in Iraq has really risen to approaching $12 billion a month, isn't it?
That would be about right.
Okay. And as far as the long-term cost in the chart that the chairman mentioned earlier, General Petraeus told Fox News back in June that this is not a challenge that can be resolved in a year or even 2 years, that the typical insurgency takes 9 to 10 years. Ambassador Crocker said in July that we're just getting into the first reel of 5 reels in Iraq, contrary to what many people say. If you take not just any assumption, but General Petraeus' assumption of a 9 to 10 year commitment, then the projection that we have of $1 trillion war here is certainly not unreasonable, is it?
Again, Congressman, it depends on what the assumption is in terms of the level of that effort, and I don't know what the level of that effort would be. So whatever that assumption is, the dollars will follow the assumption. In this case, the assumption is 75,000 troops, but I don't know if that's valid or not. It's certainly an assumption.
The last time I asked you questions on March the 6th, you told me that there was no effort underway at the Pentagon to plan for any cost of withdrawal or drawdown. Last week, as you know, Secretary Gates, in a letter to Senator Clinton, said that it was not only appropriate but essential to have such a plan. When did things change on that issue at the Pentagon between March 6th and your testimony and his letter of July 25th?
I think what the Secretary was saying at that time is there are various questions that you would ask regarding the war going forward, and so he has framed some of those questions. But what we will do, frankly, is we will cause whatever the President's decision is come September. I mean, that will be the baseline as we go forward, Congressman. So whatever that decision by the President is, that will be the basis of our funding going forward.